$8. Yeah.
They got a lot of stuff in here. Turn that down. I mean, look at all that in there. Just a ton of stuff. Nothing, I don't think anything super valuable, but I think I got enough to where I could make the difference up, at least. And so that was kind of cool. Alright, on to pick up my wife, and I don't know if I'm going to hit up the Salvation Army. I've already had a ton of good luck, so kind of doesn't really make sense to, but go on, lady. But wow, that was a nice change of pace. I got like a weekend's worth of game hunting there for practically 36 bucks, I think. And like I said, nothing's too valuable in that lot, but I got stuff that I can trade and stuff that I can sell to make up the difference and everything. So very nice pawn shop trip there. And ever since I made that video of, oh, the pawn shop is just losing their mind and they're not putting games out, they're putting games on eBay, it seems that ever since I made that video, I've found more and more stuff. So I don't know if they just got tired of eBay or what, but I hope that them seeing that, hey, they put new games out, someone came and bought them. I don't know if somebody picked through that or not, because like I said, there weren't too many valuable games in there. I think maybe the most valuable game was like 10-15 bucks. Hey, what's up everybody? Lex here, and welcome to another pickups video. I made my daily, or not daily rounds, god if it would be daily. I made my weekly rounds today, on Friday, and I hit the pawn shop first. That's just where I go in order. That's the first place I hit. And I found so much at the pawn shop that I didn't go anywhere else. So the footage that you see about the pawn shop and everything like that, I had to shut my camera off a little sooner than I would have liked to, just because I needed to see the games. I kind of started panicking when I saw one of the games that I hadn't seen before there, and I saw it wasn't a sports game, so I knew, oh, there might be more here, there might be more over here, and so on and so forth. So I apologize for the lack of spy footage. I'll try not to panic again in the future, but let's check out what I got here first. First off, these are all Nintendo games. They had a lot of Genesis games there too, like someone's collection almost. But they want $5 per Genesis game for some reason, and I'm not willing to pay that. They had games that I didn't have that are staples like Golden Axe and Sonic and Knuckles and so on and so forth. But I stuck to the Nintendo games, so it's all Nintendo. It's NES, Super Nintendo, and N64. First game I'll show is from N64. It is F-Zero X. Now, I had the opportunity to buy this game a year ago at a swap meet in Roseville. They wanted, I think they wanted 4 for it, and I was like, no, would you take 2? And they're like, no, and I just got kind of fed up with them and left. So I was kind of kicking myself for not grabbing it, but I'm glad to get it here. It's kind of dirty, but it looks like it might clean up okay, at least. I'm going to play this. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, or if I could do without it, I'll probably sell this one here. Next, Super Nintendo. So for Super Nintendo, we have Fatal Fury. Not much to say, but I mean, it was nice to see there for $3. You know, it's only worth about $5, maybe $4, but it's in great shape. There's just a little sticker residue right here, but I could clean that off pretty easily. Next up, we have a pretty demolished copy of Final Fight. Again, another, actually, this one is worth about $8-9, so I decided to pick it up, even though it's in pretty bad shape, because I figured that I could bundle it with something, or you know, someone might be really just wanting the game to play it. I probably won't hang on to this, though. I don't like games that are in this kind of shape for my personal use, especially when it doesn't have this little top label here. It's hard to display on the shelves. I only have one other game like that, and it's Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I only really keep it around because it's one of my more favorite games. So there's Final Fight there. So that'll be for trade or for sale. And this one I had never heard before, and I always have trouble. I've tried to say it back to myself a few times now. I always have trouble. The Combat Tribes. I'm gonna go with that. This I knew nothing about other than it says Technos up here, so I was like, well, it's got to be decent at least. And later found out it's worth about $15, so it was a good pickup. So I'll probably keep this. It's not in perfect shape, but it's in pretty good shape. The sticker is still intact. There's a little bubbling right here. And funny thing is that all these games say Bookmans. We don't have any Bookmans around here. I've heard of Bookmans from people who put videos up that are mainly in the South. Mainly Craigslist game finds. I know they talk about Bookmans quite a bit. We don't have any Bookmans here that I know of. So, but this game was $8. It looks like at Bookmans in 2010. So there's the Super Nintendo games. All right. Now on to the NES games, which seem to be piling up for my collection, which is awesome. I'm going for a complete set, so I try to pick up everything I can find if it's a reasonable amount. And some of these games I overpaid for, but I underpaid for most of them, so I feel it works itself out. Let's see what we got here. First game we got Jaws, one of those games that I overpaid for or paid too close to value for probably, but it's in really, really good shape except for the Bookman sticker down here at the bottom. Next up we have RoboCop, one of my favorite movies of all time. I used to watch this as a little kid all the time, the VHS. Probably wore it out, and it's not really a movie kids should be watching, but I got a kick out of it. And it didn't really have any negative effect on me, so whatever. It's got some stickers here, but I'm sure I can probably get those off. Next up we have Jackal, and again, great shape. Then we have a game I already had actually, but I picked it up because A, it was in good shape, and B, I know it's a game that people actually want. And that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. So this will be for trade or for sale, probably. I haven't decided yet. I'd like to try to get my money back on what I spent for these. I spent $36 for all these games, by the way. Then we have the Guardian Legend, which I picked up mainly to replace the Guardian Legend that I have as a cart upgrade. So this will be for trade or for sale. And it's got probably like a movie rental sticker thing on the back there. Oop, just slip in there. Next up we have Shadowgate. I've never played Shadowgate before. I hear it's pretty good though. It's gold back, so that means it has a save battery in it. And any game that has a save battery in it is awesome. I like to go back and see what people have done on their saves, see if they're still on there or whatever. So that's a nice add to the collection. And two more games here. Wizards and Warriors 2 Iron Sword. I have Wizards and Warriors 3, so I just need Wizards and Warriors 1. I believe that'll complete the set there. And then finally, a game I've been actually looking for, and one that I really wanted to add to my collection early on, but just never found it. I could never find it around here. You can find it online for a decent price, but I'm very happy to get it. It's in pristine condition, and that is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! So many fond memories with this as a kid. One of the few games I did play for the NES as a kid growing up, and just not even the game itself, but just the sounds of this game are nostalgic. So I'm very happy to get this, and very happy to add it to the collection because it's a staple. So I think I'm up to 127 NES games now. Still a very long way to go, but luckily today I just walked in and they had a plethora of games that I didn't have yet, which was awesome. I spent $36 for all the games I showed you, which was worth it because the value came out to about $100. But of course, you know, I had to make the executive decision because I was buying out of our checking account instead of buying with budget money, and I decided to make this deal because I felt I could make my money back, or in trades or some form or fashion. So, but yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully next week will be as bountiful as this week. See you later.